In ancient times, there lived a poor hunter named Zaid. He was a good and patient man, but he had very little to his name. One day, while wandering in the forest, he came across a deep pit. At its bottom, he saw four creatures desperately struggling against death. A wild leopard was roaring, a venomous snake was writhing, a terrified monkey was screaming, and a man was begging for rescue. Zaid felt a pang of sympathy for the distressed creatures, though he knew the leopard had once stolen his cattle, and the snake had bitten several villagers. But their pitiful pleas touched his heart, so he threw down a rope and pulled them out one by one. The animals thanked him and promised to do whatever he asked in return for saving their lives. The man, who introduced himself as Hamid, said that he had nothing to offer because he was too poor. But Zaid didn't believe him and took him back to his hut anyway. For several days, they ate what little food Zaid had, and then the animals returned his favor. The snake gave him a magical powder that could be mixed with water to create a cure for any venom bite. It warned him that it must be mixed with the blood of a traitor when needed. The leopard brought him an abundance of prey, and the monkey presented him with hidden treasures. Soon Zaid was no longer the poor hunter. He had enough money to build a fine house and live comfortably. But as time passed, Hamid's heart grew filled with envy. He began to resent Zaid's newfound wealth and status. So he went to the king and falsely accused Zaid of stealing the royal jewels. The king, believing Hamid's lies, ordered Zaid to be imprisoned and sentenced to death. On the day of his execution, as Zaid was being led to the gallows, a snake bit the young prince, who was playing nearby. The kingdom's physicians were unable to save him, and the king was beside himself with worry. Desperate for a solution, he remembered Zaid, the man who had been sentenced to death. Maybe he had that magical cure for snake bites. The king rushed to the prison and offered Zaid a deal. If he could save the prince, he would be set free and given a noble reward. Zaid remembered the powder and told the king he had it, but it needed to be mixed with the blood of a traitor. As soon as those words left his mouth, Hamid's treachery was exposed. He was executed, and his blood was used to mix with the powder. Zaid applied the potion to the prince, and immediately he began to recover. The king was overjoyed and immediately freed Zaid. He not only restored his wealth and status, but also doubled them as a reward for his bravery and kindness. And so the good and patient hunter was saved by his own goodness, while the traitorous courtier perished by his own envy. This teaches us that our deeds and their rewards are recorded before God, and no good is ever lost.